Hi there, Tamara Dorris, your real estate coach. And today we're going to talk about something I call the it factor. Now, one of the things I am doing, if you follow this channel, and I hope that you do, but I am, because I do mindset manifestation and marketing. So I'm going to like alternate my videos, right? Would that be fun? So like one day you're like, I don't want to hear about mindset today. I want to know about marketing. Then we're going to have a marketing video. And then the next time, the next week, whatever it is, I try to do 1 or 2 videos a week. It's going to be on the opposite. So that way we're totally covered. Why? Because you've got to have the mindset to go with the marketing, or the marketing isn't going to do diddly squat. That's what you've had all along. And how's it working out? Now, if it's working out great, then that's fine. Maybe you don't need to follow me. But I promise you, I have spent so much of my adult life watching, stalking, interviewing, teaching, training top producing agents. And I have been one myself. But I'm telling you, the only thing that makes all these agents that are at the very, very top, I'm talking the ones that are making $500 to $1 million gross commissions a year. I know them. They're there. They don't do anything differently that you do. They probably exercise, but the main difference is they have the it factor. Ta-da! The it factor. What is the it factor? So I have spent many, many years. In fact, I did a podcast on the it factor. If you want to, I'll put the link down below and you can check it out. But when I talk about the it factor, what we're really talking about is a person's sense of self-worth and determination. So let me give you an example. And this is in the podcast, I talk about this. The National Association of Realtors says that the average agent is making about $43,000 a year. Of course, there's all sorts of variables on where you live, and there's a range, 43 to 50, whatever. The point is, that's fine if you're in college and have roommates, but $21 an hour isn't enough. Not enough to live if you're living in California, especially, right? So the it factor is what I swear by that helps take an agent from right here to right here. That's the gap, right? And we need to fill that gap. And that's by getting agents to be with the it factor. And my guess is that maybe 1 out of every 100 agents has the it factor. So what is this it factor Tamara's talking about? Just tell me the stuff. I just want to know so I can do it. Okay. The it factor, let me use an example from foosball. Let's talk about movies. Like, remember the movie Rudy, where he was like, yeah, I'm Notre Dame. And Invincible, which was very much a true story. Rudy, yes, true story, but there's more to that than what you know. But with Invincible with Mark Wahlberg, very true story. Same thing. 2 guys that like have all the odds against them, and here they are doing the thing. How? They had the it factor. So let's analyze that, and you tell me what you think the it factor is. Could you say having a lot of passion? Mm-hmm. Could you say having determination? Mm-hmm. Could you say not even considering defeat? Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you a question now. If you had a child in a burning building, God forbid, but if you did, and you had to go get that child, you're not going to say, hold on, let me just do a Google search. What should I wear? Mm-mm. You're going to just haul ass and you're going to get that kid, right? So you have the it factor for that. Why can't you have that same determination for your business? It's self-esteem. I'm sorry. It's the way you see yourself. And we all have this. I want you to really hear me really loud. We all have this. We all have an upper limit. We all have an upper limit. We all think we're not good enough. We're too old. We're too young. We're too fat. We're too slow. We all have it. We all have it. So understanding that is the first step. Understanding, secondly, that nobody has a right to tell you that you're not good enough to do whatever you want to do. And so when you make that determination for yourself, you get the it factor. So I guess a better way to explain it, in case you're like, what is she talking about, is the it factor is having the strong sense of self-worth, knowing that whatever you really want, it's in your heart and you want it, you can have it. And so there's no such thing as, let's gauge how I'm doing by how people respond. Just like that burning building. You are going and you are getting it done. Just like Mark Wahlberg, his character in Invincible. He knew what he wanted. He was going for it. He put his whole heart into it. That's how you have to treat your business. And the only reason you don't treat your business like that is because your self-image of yourself. You have not managed to change your self-identity to be that of a top producer. Are you listening? I mean, is this sinking in? If you were in your mind, if you were mentally, energetically, emotionally, and psychologically at the level of a top producer, you would be there. It would be impossible for you not to be. Okay, so the it factor is really, really about seeing yourself as the version of yourself who already has what you want. You know, I talk a lot about this. It is the key in manifesting. In manifesting, it sounded like I have a sexy Brazilian accent with that. Manifesting. It is really, really the truth of manifesting, though. It really is. We have to become the version of ourselves who has the things we want to have in order to have them. But the trick is, it's an intangible. You can point to me, Tamara, look at that agent. Like, God, she made $250,000 this year. She do anything different than I do. She sends the same postcards. She gets classes or buys leads from Zillow. Blah. It's not about that. It's about that agent already energetically becoming the version of themselves who has those $250 in gross commissions. Does that make sense? So you can get the it factor. It's not like you can go to Amazon and order it, but you can get the it factor it's all psychological, and you can do it. And in fact, the class, I'm going to put the link below, the class that I have for only $27, that will be a very, very good indicative start for you to do it. It's not like, here's a $27 class. Now you need to spend $5,000 and coach with me. It's a class that I want all agents to watch if they, need to work up on the it factor. And why aren't I giving it away free? Well, guess what? I do have a free class called Aligned Agent. And what I find is when people don't pay, they don't pay attention. So $27, nah, it's not that big of a deal. And it may be more later, but right now at this recording, which is right after Halloween 2023, it is only $27. But if that goes up, do not sue me. Do not say I'm a big fat liar, because it may go up. So that class will really help you. But even if you don't want no stinking class, or maybe you're not in real estate and you're just following me because we've known each other for years and you're like, I want to be nice to Tamara because she's nice. I love you. Thank you. You can do this on your own. It's cultivating that version of yourself who has the things that you want. Regardless, you know what? And I've done this. I've had 2 death-defying illnesses. One really super bad. And I was in intensive care for like 6 weeks. The doctor's like, nope, no, let's get rid of this one. But I cultivated an image of myself where I was already healthy. And I have never been sick since, not in that way anyway. So the it factor is really a matter of how you feel about yourself and how you can see yourself. And the reason that most agents I know who are not at the super high level is because they can't see themselves at the super high level. So that is your very first step. And I try to tell this to my students in real estate. I have to be academic in my classes. I can't just say, okay, let's do mindset now. And I try to explain to them in as easy ways that I can that this is the key. You get hungry when you first get your license and you're like, I want to try this. I'm going to do this lead generation. I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this magazine. I'm going to do it. It's not about that. It's about what you start with, which is your own sense of self-worth. There's a puppy tail behind me. Okay, so anyway, hopefully this has been helpful. Watch the links or listen to the links that I put below and let me know if you have any questions. I'm always happy to answer your questions, whether it's marketing or mindset. If it has to do with real estate, I am your girl. Have a beautiful day. I love you. Bye-bye for now.